Okay, so um, this is a recording for Module 9 discussion, apprehension. So for the first list, my interviewer is a longtime family friend from the church we go to. His name is, I'm going to pronounce in Spanish, Ricardo Martinez. He is, he I believe he has a pastor license. But that's for a different country down in South America. Um, he's Salvadorian, um, but he's still somewhat authorized to do public speaking, preaching in our church. Um, so he is someone I really do admire. He has such a way, mannerism, and some, very honed speech skills that he has. Really, people skill. He talks softly but confidently. He gets his idea, really conveyed to the audience, en masse around us. Um, so I asked him a few questions. As him passing by while I was there. We had a little conversation. And one of the stories I asked him was, how is he so comfortable in talking to people, especially in a large group of newcomers coming in and out. How do you deal with that? I think the one thing he really said is that um, deep down everyone's just people. They're no different from you and me. They feel the same way. The only difference is that you have a purpose for what you're trying to inform the others of. I guess in his mentality is be a teacher or a person who informs others about certain situations. And I think that's the way that kind of drove his anxiety down, is that he has a purpose, or he has a reason, or he has such a what is it he said? There's like a demand or something pushing him in order to talk to others. And since he's talking to a large mass, he talks to everyone, every single one of them. So I noticed that whenever he speaks, is that whenever he says certain sentence, a large um, phrase, he would look at the individual people. That way, they feel like they're actually being talked to. Uh, and I think that's the one thing that's really applicable for anybody else, is that if you're trying to talk to others, don't think of it that don't be too anxious about messing up. Um, I think that's what he said. Just don't be afraid of messing up. Everyone's human deep down. But I think the major thing is that he stated is that go with purpose, go with confidence as well. I guess confidence and purpose kind of go together, but he says go with purpose, go with the intention of wanting to inform others and the true belief that what you're saying is helping others. um and that's one thing that really narrows everything down, is that you have to really think about and articulate yourself. If you understand the material well enough, you can definitely talk to others, inform others. So that's another thing he said. Make sure you know exactly what you're saying, so that you whenever you're saying it, they understand it as well. And that goes hand in hand. As a teacher, you're supposed to ingest and digest every information or the thing you're trying to talk about, and then once you're telling that, they will be able to really understand it, about the things that you're trying to say or convey. uh, that's one of the things that I've noticed. Sorry if I'm just looking around. That's kind of my other issues, that when talking, I just try to look away. That's another thing I would probably say, is that eye coordination would be something I would have to be have to work on. That's another thing, is that make sure he says you look at the people, you know, so that they feel like they're being talked to. Other than that, that was most of the advice. Really helpful. Um, with that intent and with that in mind, I feel that I could definitely improve in that skill that I've kind of lacked on. Thank you very much.